Are you a girl that wants a short haircut but wants to keep things edgy and feminine? Well, today I'm going to show you how we do a mod cut. Alright, so I got my wall magic clips, no guard, fully closed. What I'm going to do now, since we did our haircut about 2 weeks ago, I have a good foundation, but I'm actually going to bring the zero a little bit higher. So to keep this look very feminine, I'm going to angle it right where the sideburns are. And I'm just going to wind up and use what we did before as a guide. You kind of see that nice arch we got going. We're going to take that and carry it all the way to the mohawk in the back. And I'm just using the corner of the blade. I don't want to use the whole thing just yet. I'm going to get a better angle here. I'm going to turn it and dip right down. And now we're just going to take off the extra bulk, go up to where my guide is, edge this out just a little bit. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to take our one, keep it closed, kind of do the same thing, but instead of going along with the side, we're going to take it and just create another guide by pushing this out. We don't want to go too far up because we want to make more of a ridged fade instead of like a highly blended one. So we're working with a very small area, so we got to make sure that our movements are tiny. We don't want to bring it up too much, otherwise we'll kind of have to go back over and extend it. And you want to keep this haircut nice and clean and blended in a small area. And with this haircut, we got to keep in mind that she's going to be pushing her hair forward for the time being. So we want to cut according to that. Now along the very end right here, I don't want to blend it too much because this little area is going to be disconnected. It's going to be a tail or a mullet of some sort. It's going to really complement the mohawk here because we want to keep that length. I think that's fine like that. So then we're going to take a 2 and pretty much rinse and repeat. Same thing we've been doing. As we get closer to the bottom, we don't want to go too high. We want to keep this hair nice and long here. So when she styles it, she's got a multitude of things she can do with it. You know, keeping that shape in mind, pushing this all forward, keeping it nice and rounded. And you can see I'm like barely cutting anything off because I'm not trying to take off a whole chunk of hair. It's just these minor details is what's really going to count in the end with this haircut. Now I'm going to go ahead and open it all the way and do the same thing. Now I got to be really careful here because she does have a cowlick, so if I take too much off, this is going to stick out. I want it to be just enough to where it'll kind of lay nicely on that ridge. All right, we're going to take our half guard, fully closed, and now we're going to start detailing and blending the fade. So we have our 0, we have our 1. We're going to take our half and do the same thing we did with the 1, just barely glide it up. We're really trying to blend in this line right now. When you're working with such a small area like this, you got to be really delicate because any higher up and you might have to start over and just extend the fade up higher. You can already see a blend starting to form. And I'm going to start opening it in increments, just a little bit, not too much, and work my way up to that 1. I see that needs to be blended, I'm just going at it and trying to create a smooth finish. Open it all the way. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go back to no guard. Instead of it being closed, same thing with a half guard. I'm gonna open it in increments a little bit more. And any lines that I see, I'm gonna go pick it out. I can either use the entire blade or just the corner of the blade. In this case, I'm gonna start with the entire blade. And then I'm gonna go back over it, keep the same lever opening, but use the corner of the blade. And this is really good if you wanna get some details in there. Make it nice and smooth. All right, open it more, same thing we did. Open it all the way. And then finish it off with the corner of the blade. And as you can see, we have a great shape, nice and feminine, goes up and then dips down right along to where the mohawk is. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that same thing on the other side. So we have our zero established going along with our lines. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take close shavers and create a skin fade, a true zero, up along the ridge, and kind of just blend that in with the zero with our trimmers. So same concept, I'm gonna go with the same shape, same angle. I'm gonna stretch her skin a little bit so I can get all the hairs. I'm gonna bring it up to about right there. So it creates a line, but we're gonna go back with our trimmers and get rid of that. But what this is doing is just taking away all that little stubble and making a nice, baby smooth finish. And again, you can use the whole thing, you can use the corner of them. These things are pretty versatile, so. You can see there, such a subtle difference, but I think it's a lot more noticeable than it was with just a zero. Now it's a true zero, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our trimmers, and the way my equipment is set up, it blends in perfectly, going from the wall magic clips to the Anda slim lines to the wall foils. I can go in, again, use the entire blade or just the corner. For time purpose, I'm gonna use the entire blade, and you take that and you kind of fade it up. And it's gonna make this nice blend here. You wouldn't be able to achieve that if you use just regular clippers. I feel like the trimmers are a little bit closer than my clippers, but everyone's equipment might be different. This just works for me. And you can hear that hair being cut. We're blending it. When we get to the bottom, we're gonna just slightly dip it up. We still want to keep it disconnected there, so I think that's perfect. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side now. All right, so we pulled out our feather nape razor. What we're gonna do now is take off all the little hairs along the neck and really clean up the sides. Now, you can do this by using the close shavers, but I really like the precision you get from using a straight razor. So we're gonna go in and take it all out. All right, we finished the fade, and we're gonna go scissor over comb and blend all this up, pushing it forward, but just taking out this weight. Okay, what I'm gonna do to take out some of this bulk in a different manner, I'm just gonna take my shears and point cut them, and that'll be good at taking out weight, but in just small increments and small concentrated areas. And it'll give it a nice piecey, textured look. She does like to push her hair forward and kind of have it against her forehead a little bit. We're gonna take a bit of this length off, but we're gonna do the same thing and just point cut it. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna go and texturize the top. We're not taking too much length off. We're just gonna take our horizontal sections and go at any pieces that need to be taken out for their weight. I'm kind of just going through the top of the head and feeling whatever feels thick to me. We're gonna point cut all that off without sacrificing the length. And for the top and the sides, we're just gonna kind of continue what we're doing with texturizing, getting the weight out, and making sure this haircut is exactly how we want it. Lean your head down. Okay, back up. All right, so we finished the cut, and now we're gonna be putting in Mr. Pompadour's natural beeswax paste. Firm, flexible hold. It's great if you want to get a nice textured look. You know the drill. Nickel size, work it in the hands, and I mean really work it in the hands. Take some pieces, break them up. Go through your fingers, thumbs. Now that it's on, I'm gonna start in the back, start pushing this forward, but going up. As we get closer to the front, we're gonna be pulling this back. It's going to create a nice matte finish, flexible so you can work your hands through it. Come a few hours after, at the end of the night, even the next morning.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we finished everything. I think this haircut is amazing on her. It accentuates her face shape. The top has so much volume. It's nice, luscious. The fade is clean, blended. It's a mix of feminine look, but it has this nice edginess to it. And we finished it off with Mr. Pompadour's natural beeswax paste, and it created this super soft finish, but it has nice textured hold. So I think we did a great job at achieving this look.
So I really enjoyed my haircut today by Timmy. He does an excellent job getting me nice and tight. I don't like any stubble, so I do get my haircut every 2 weeks. And he used Mr. Pompadour's beeswax. It's got a very soft finish, and I really enjoyed my haircut today.
Hey guys, it's Timmy McCoy Hair. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching these videos. It means a lot to us. The model today was actually a fellow hairstylist. Her name is Ari, and she's great at what she does. You can see her on Instagram at _pinutup_. If you guys have any more questions, you can contact us through Instagram. Check out our website, pompadourpro.com, and keep watching these videos.